Hi everyone, and welcome to our eLounge. I have Janet here, and she is from Teaching and Learning with Technology, and I'm going to let her take it away.
Good morning. Today we are covering everything, or not everything, but a large amount of things that you need to know about Blackboard as a student user here at Texas Women's University. So I'll just introduce myself quickly. I am Janet Bickle-Burton with the Teaching and Learning and with Technology office at Texas Women's University. I am located in the Institute of Health Sciences in Dallas. And again, I am the academic instructional designer, which means I primarily help faculty design the courses that you take. So what is BB Student? Well, it's a free app that helps you manage your courses. You take several courses or just one course, but it's something that you can carry with you in your hand on your mobile device anytime and check in. And so BB Student is literally for students. Your faculty do not have access to BB Student. They can download it, but they won't see their courses. You can put it on any mobile device that's Apple, Android, or Windows. And what some people have used in the past is Mobile Learn, and it was browser-based and resizes Blackboard screens to really teeny tiny, and then you have to kind of move things around. Well, we want you to delete that if you happen to have used that in the past, because BB Student is designed for mobile experience. It is perfectly sized for your mobile device screen, and so you don't have to do all the manipulations that you had to do with Mobile Learn. And it is free. Blackboard Mobile Learn was not. So BB Student, we want you to use that going forward. And of course, as I mentioned it, you can go to your app store and download it. Just search BB Student and select it to be installed. And so here's screenshots that I took with my phone, and I went ahead and selected BB Student, and I have an Android device, so this is my Android phone. And then it asked me to go in and accept all those things that it wants to install. And then once it's installed, you know, you can go ahead, you can see that you can uninstall it or you can open it. Well, I went, of course, to open it on my device. And so here's just a little screenshot of my one of my phone screens. And there's BB Student installed. Now to log in, you need to do a search for the institution's name. That would be Texas Women's University. I got as far as Texas and W, and it gave me only a few choices, and it was easy to see that Texas Women's University is there, and so I just tapped that and selected it. And then next thing is using my portal login, the same login that you use to get into Blackboard through your laptop, or your email, TW email. I've used that same login. There is an option that you can check mark to keep yourself logged in, depending on your mobile devices usage terms. You may or may not want to do that. And as soon as you log in for the first time, there is a quick tutorial presented. And so it shows you how to manage things and just what you can expect. So you can go through and see the activity stream, your courses, just a menu of things that you can access from your BD Student app, go into a specific course, and then when you're done with the fourth screen, you can just go ahead and swipe down, and then you can go ahead and get into viewing your activity stream. It always opens on the activity stream, and so it might either say today nothing is due, or uh-oh, there's a few updates that have come through. And so either way, depends on which screen you see, but you can always get back to that activity screen by just navigating from the main BD Student home screen and just selecting activity screen. Now to view your due dates, because that's always critical to all of us, is we choose due dates, and today there's nothing due, so yay. If there's something due today or in the next day or two, you would see a list of those things, whether a quiz is coming, a paper or other assignment is due. Those things would appear depending on your course instructors' use of due dates in their settings. So it is possible that due dates would not appear for a course if an instructor did not opt to choose to include due dates along with their other things in Blackboard. Now going on to the courses menu, we can go into and see our different courses. Okay, and then if I select a particular course, I can go into the actual course and see what's going on there. And, you know, I can go to my readings, I can go to other things that I can, you know, participate in. And so one of the things that you can do with BD Student app is you can go in to your course and communicate. You can chat with your fellow students, your instructor. You can converse with them through the discussion boards and or send an email. You can also read your assigned readings or watch a video. Whatever the assignment might be, you should be able to see that. And then if you want to submit assignments, we have a giant caution on this because we know there are some issues with that in the past, and it probably is still true. You do not want to think you've submitted something and then realize, oh, the due date has passed, my instructor doesn't allow late work, and too bad, you're out of luck, you didn't get your submission on time or into the right place in your course. So we really strongly think that you should create and save your written work on a laptop, upload it to Google Docs, Dropbox, or some other cloud storage location, and then you can go ahead and retrieve it from, say, TW Google Docs and submit it through that way. So I would not write a 1,000-word paper typing in on your little mobile device and go halfway through, I dropped the device, and guess what? I got to start over on the entire assignment because we got disconnected from that area of Blackboard. And even bigger caution is taking tests. And the reason we know that is we've had people take final exams, and there were 100 questions, and they got through the first 20 questions. They got them all right, but somehow they lost the connection to Blackboard on their mobile device, and whether that's a phone or a small tablet. this is definitely not recommended because some faculty will not have a test set up so that you cannot get back in, and you have to go through the process of contacting the instructor, explaining the situation, seeing if they'll agree to allow you back into the test to finish it or not. And we know of at least one case where the person did 20 questions, they got them all right, but there were 80 more questions in the test, and the faculty said, no, I don't believe that, so your final test grade is 20%. Not recommended for your security and safety and peace of mind. We prefer that you take a test on a computer, whether that's an actual desktop or laptop. We want you to have a computer with a strong internet connection. It is best that if you have Wi-Fi and you're taking it from home, I would unplug your Wi-Fi connection from the router and plug it right into the back of your laptop. And that is the strongest internet connection that you can have so that you don't have any interruptions in that signal. You can always, of course, check with your instructor, see what they're willing to accept as far as usage of BB Student in your course. This is something new, so a lot of instructors may not be quite aware of it yet, but we are letting them know. And of course, you know, the all-important thing is my grades. Okay, this is an example screenshot. This is not your actual grades. And so we're taking all these different courses, and these are the course grades. And if you were to tap on any one of these, you could go in and see a little bit more detail as to specific grades within that course. Maybe you just recently turned in some assignment or a test, and you want to see this. This is the overall grade here. Okay. This may be of interest to you. Your profile pic, you can change it, and you can either take a photo right then or choose an existing photo that's stored on your mobile device, and then update your profile picture. If you want to give feedback, because that is an option on the bottom of the menu screen, if you want to give feedback, know that you are giving feedback only to Blackboard. It is not something that you're communicating any thoughts with Texas Women's University. So if you have some issue or something, make sure that you connect with TWU, not Blackboard. And so you can all, of course, write your comments to Blackboard and say, I think your app is great. Could you improve something on this app? You can give them feedback because it's fairly new, and so they're still developing it. And then if you go to the top right corner, you can go to click on that, and then you have a logout screen where you can either cancel or go ahead and log out. And that, depending on your mobile service plan, you might want to not be logged in 24/7 because of the usage of data. So if you want to learn more information, Blackboard Help, Blackboard has a help page just for students, and you can look up BB Student, and on that page you can find a 1-minute video introducing Blackboard Student, some quick start instructions, and features guide. And so that might be worth your time to watch, especially that video. That 1-minute video is really good. It's just a good overview. And so to get more info from Texas Women's University, we have a Blackboard Support Center You don't have to even log in, just click on Blackboard and let it open, and then click on the Help tab, and then you see this menu of icons, and we will be adding in the next day or two another icon that directly shows you another feature that I'll share in just a minute, which is basically a student overview or a student guide to using Blackboard. So, and then if you really need some technical help, please go to the TWU Technology Service Desk, twu.edu/technology. That brings up this page, and then you can either choose to click on live chat, send an email, or call them at their telephone number. Okay, so and I'm looking at chat for questions. Maybe Beatrice or Brittany can turn on the microphone and speak, or not.
Janet, I think that if you can go ahead and answer Beatrice's question about how Blackboard can help her with the presentation, that would be great.
For a presentation, as in like you're presenting to a class or a group? Is that what you're asking?
I think so. I think what she's asking is how can she utilize Blackboard to connect with her group to make a presentation. Now, Beatrice, if I'm wrong, let me know.
I would not do BB Student. I would use a laptop or a desktop computer. You can try it, but do have a backup plan, because this is somewhat new, and so some of the things that we would like to do might not be supported fully, and therefore you might have experience some problems along the way. But you're welcome to try it. I'd love to know if that works or not. Does that answer your question?
I think it does for her, yes.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, Janet, I just have a question, and this is Brittany. For all the due dates that you were talking about on the app, is that your due dates, is that for all your courses, or do you have to go to each course and look at the due dates separately?
It should summarize the list of due dates. Now, I know not all faculty include due dates within assignments or tests and anything that would be graded, so that's the caveat. You may have a due date, but it doesn't show up because the instructor didn't set it up that way. They may have written it as text within Blackboard, but it doesn't appear on your calendar. It doesn't appear as a due date in the way Blackboard understands it.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Looks like we can move along. So here's the next part, is Blackboard Student Overview. We recently created this over the summer, and so this is just a quick walkthrough demo of that. And just a picture of me, who am I? And this is not there quite yet. It will be in the next day or two. We will be adding the Blackboard Student Overview as a link and or a tile in the help area, as well as a link for one of the modules on the home page even before you log in. So we'll go ahead and I'll start doing let's see. And then, so once you get into it, and it's at the moment it's a little bit complicated, few steps, so that's why we're trying to make it simpler, and we'll make a direct link into this. And so let me go in and do web sharing. And I believe you can see my screen for Blackboard Student Overview. And again, here's the click here to start menu. And this is a little bit different than organization. This is called a learning module. This is another option. I know a lot of faculty use modules and folders to organize content. This is another way to organize content within Blackboard. And so there are 8 parts to it. How to log into Blackboard. And then you probably have already figured that out. And then the Blackboard homepage, there's different parts to it. You may not know what they're called, but there are the tabs across the top, My Blackboard, Courses, and of course Help. And then you can add, all these little areas are called modules. Things like My Courses, My Announcements, My Organizations. These are all things that you can control what you see by going into Add Module. So you can add or remove modules from your home page in Blackboard. So that's something that you might use to clean up a very busy screen to something that actually you want to see. And then you can also edit the page layout so that things are organized in a way that you see the first things that you see are the most important to you, such as my announcements or my courses, things like that that you can use. And then moving on, we can either use the arrow to move to the next screen, or we could go back over to the left navigation in the table of contents and scroll through that. Now to access the global navigation menu, that is kind of hiding up there, and I think a lot of students have found it. I still am teaching a few faculty that it is there. So if you see your global navigation menu, you will be able to see your courses, anything that's due, and tasks, and announcements or anything like that. And even down here on the little grid, looks like a calendar. That is actually a link to your calendar. So if your faculty are using due dates in the course, your due date should appear on the calendar as well. And then you can go into personal settings, and that would be one of the options further down the global navigation menu that you can open, and then you can change what you want to share. You can add a picture, you can add information, basic information about yourself, and that's your option as to what you do. You may want to check with certain parameters of privacy options with your instructor, because that might hide you from them and in your course. So you might be a little more cautious in using privacy options. And so don't turn everything off. And then adding your avatar image. We all want to just, online, we're kind of faceless, so adding an avatar helps make my personality, my image, puts it out there for others to see in your courses. Okay, Going on to communicating, which is a huge part of, especially a fully online course. Announcements. There's your faculty can post announcements, and they can send those out to everyone. That's a quick, fast way to say, oh, we're going to give you an extra day on your due date, or we're going to make a change in something, or just say, welcome to the course at the beginning of the semester. So you can go in, and all other ways to communicate is email, and you go into Tools. It should be on your left menu, and then click Send Email. And then you have the option of selecting users, and you can select all users. That's your faculty members, any teaching assistants, all students. So you can be very select about that. Or if you just want to communicate within your group, you can just select your group and send an email out. Say, hey, let's get together Thursday at 2 p.m. and we need to work on our presentation. We need to work on our project. And so here again, when you are selecting users, you can just select them over on the left side, and then using the arrows, you can move them to the right. That means those people will be notified and get sent the email. Everyone else does not receive the email. And if you add somebody by mistake, you can always just click their name and use the left arrow and move them back over so that they're not selected. And then obviously give it a subject. That's a courtesy thing, etiquette thing. And then you can always use the spell checker. We're all guilty of that. Sending something before we check the spelling, and the spell checker helps that it's not 100%. We're still going to use the human brain. If you need to add an attachment, you just click Attachments, browse your computer, and then select the file and add it there. And then accessing any Blackboard messages, only a few courses that I know of use messages. If your instructor has not specifically said to use Blackboard messages, I would assume that they are not using it, even if it is an option under the Tools page. So, because it's an internal email system within Blackboard, and it does not send anyone an alert that you sent a message. They would have to know to go check the inbox for Blackboard messages, and we've had situations where that was a miscommunication between student and faculty, where students put things in the course messages, but faculty didn't know they were there, so they didn't respond. And so that can be an issue. So if you want to make sure, I would make sure with your faculty member, if you want to use course messages, that it's okay with them. Okay, discussion boards, another area that we use quite heavily within Blackboard. In some courses, more so than others. The discussion board, you probably have a link from either an assignment area in your course module, or you might have a link added by your instructor on the left course menu. So you've seen discussion boards probably by this time. You've probably introduced yourself or had other discussions in your classes at this point in the semester. Ways to view a discussion forum. I've had students tell me, I wish I knew that 3 semesters ago. excuse me. There is a tree view where everything is, if the main, or the first entry in that thread, and then any replies to it are indented. And so if there's several replies to a reply, that's indented even further. Otherwise, if you go to the list view, it is just a straight linear list, and then you'd have to open and see and you can see the unread posts, so that the second one on hello, there's an unread post, and there's 2 for the unread post for test. So there's discussion threads. Within a forum, the list of posts are called threads. And so there's quite a bit of information within each of these: the date the thread was created, who created it, their name, and the status, has it been read, replied to, things like that. You can and you can also go to display and show all, or show published only. So if you've maybe created a draft reply, left it there to think about it, maybe to edit in a little while, then you could just go and, instead of searching through all of these threads, you could go to your draft only option, and then that should pull up your recent draft that you're planning to submit. Creating a thread, you can just go ahead and create that by clicking Create Thread, add a subject, and add attach a file if you wish, or type some text. And you have a content editor menu that you can manage. You can change font sizes. It's very much like using Word or any Microsoft Office product. You have the option to manipulate the text, different colors, add links, and such. So there are some details. After you post your initial thread, you most likely will get replies or reply to others on their threads. And so there's some options here that you can look at. And then, again, you can go to Message Action and see the ones that are unread. Instead of wading through maybe 50 threads, look for the ones that are unread, and that might save you time. And then you can reply to a thread. Just click on it, click the reply button, and then make your comment, and then hit submit. Or if you want to, as I mentioned earlier, you could think about it and save draft, and it's going to ask you to confirm that you're saving it as a draft, because it will not be posted to your course where anyone else can see it. And so to submit an assignment, if you have assignments, your instructor will have created this and allow you to open this link where you can either type some text. If it's just a short answer, you might be able to do just a sentence or two in typing. If it's actual, like a research paper, I would not do it through the text box, but actually do the attached file. And then if you change your mind, or you go, oh, I need to make that last change, you can say do not attach and remove that file before you submit it. And then once you're ready to submit, you can just go ahead and click submit, and you will get a message to that the submission has gone through, and then when you have, you can also confirm your assignment submission by accessing My Grades and seeing that it is there. And then actually, if it has no grade, it's the total points is 100 or 100 or 60 or 50, but there's no grade before the slash for the total point value. That means your instructor has not graded it yet. It will appear when they have done so in your My Grades area. And so, we're looking at time, and on taking tests, you have assessments or tests or quizzes, whatever your instructor may call it, or they may have it within a module, just a link within the module. They may not have it on the course menu. So when it is time to take Unit 1 quiz, then you would click on it, open it up, and then you would see the test interface, any instructions that your faculty member gave regarding this test. And then you can go ahead and click on Begin. And then here it shows the actual questions. And you can see the point value and save each answer. And if you, it depends on how the test is set up. Some instructors will reveal only one question at a time, and therefore you will have to click the arrow to the right to move to the next question. And then once you have finished your test, you get a receipt. You might want to print or save a screenshot of this. And just to verify that you took the test, it was submitted at this particular time and date. And so that, you know, if faculty for some reason come back and say, I don't see your test, did you do it? Well, you can, you know, send them a little screenshot of your test receipt page, at which time we might need to submit a support ticket to the service desk and have them check things out if there truly is a technical issue. And then some faculty will allow you to view test results, some will not. And so that's kind of a setting preference that they can share what questions you missed, what questions you got right. They have quite a few options on what to do with that, and they may not share the actual, you'll see a grade, but you won't see an actual summary of of each question that you got right or wrong. And then, of course, as we mentioned earlier, going into My Grades, that's through the Tools menu, or some instructors may have moved it over to the Course menu on the far left. And so I'm sure you've been checking those if you've had any submissions so far this semester. And you can see the actual grade, and then you can, if there was a comment or feedback given by your instructor, that will appear here in the comments area. And then finally, how do I get help? Well, you don't have to log in, but if you are logged in, doesn't matter. Either way, you can go to the Help tab on TW's Blackboard web page. And then you can open the Support Center. And that will allow you to get some self-help kinds and information that you can maybe solve your own problem. But you can also connect with the Technology Service Desk if you think there's an issue there. And then the Service Desk will tweet out any updates to Blackboard is undergoing maintenance from midnight to 2 a.m. on Saturday, or whatever they want to, share with you. Certain technologies are having a delayed response time, or you may experience some other issue, and we're working on it. This is a great tool, lynda.com. If you want to learn about 10,000 different topics related to how to give a presentation, how to make a PowerPoint, how to do images and add text to those images, you can find lots and lots of courses within lynda.com, and it's free to everyone at TWU. So you're welcome to finish those courses, and at the end, if you finish the entire course, it's mostly video. You can also turn on the text transcript for the video if you prefer that. And at the very end, you can get a certificate that you can upload to LinkedIn or several other social media sites, so that you can say, hey, I have a certificate in videography, or something like that. And then teaching and learning with technology, that's the department that I work in. And we have information for students, for faculty, and others at Texas Women's University using instructional technology, and that is a great way to get more help or information. I am going to stop sharing my screen. There'll be a momentary delay. Okay, so we went to start and click here to start, and that's where we've been. And then, as I mentioned, if you want to go to teaching and learning with technology, we're the ones that have created this My Courses tab, and then where you can log into Blackboard, or if you're in a Canvas course, you can log in there. The other option is to go ahead and click on Guide for Online Courses, and then that will reveal some more information that you can get. You can also click on My Courses and learn a bit more about Blackboard and taking your course online. So we have questions. Okay, I'm not keeping up with chat because I was talking. Let me see if Brittany can summarize any questions.
Sure, I know Beatrice had a question about Blackboard. They might have to embed a video. Do you have any tips for that, or is that available for them to do that?
Okay, when you go open, say you're needing to add a video to an assignment, then there is an icon, and let me get into a course, connecting in. It'll be just a moment. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to web tour, to application sharing, to share a screen with you. Okay, say that if this is your course and you have an assignment, and you might want to write or submit, and if you click on write, this is going to give you some options here, and what you can do is add the link, say, to a YouTube video or something like that. If there's, let's see, Beatrice, are you a student? Because there's different answer for if you're a student or a faculty member. For a student, you can go ahead and just type in and hyperlink the URL for that, and then click on Submit. And if you want to, you could add a comment or something like that. And then you could save it as a draft to make sure that it's working before you submit it, because some faculty will not allow you to delete or edit these submissions. So saving it as a draft might be the option for you. And let's see. I'm going to cancel. And so if I were, say, over in a discussion board, because I'm not sure where you would want to let's see, I could create a thread, and of course the subject is always required, and here it's showing more of the options. And so here's on the content editor page, and if it's hidden, this little double chevron or double arrow will allow you to hide or expand it. There's also a way to click the 4-point arrow and make that full screen, and then you can of course reduce that. So that's some really handy tips if you're typing a lot of text. But there's a little icon next to the image. That's the image file, and if you're adding a video, you can tell it what kind of media this is, give it the file URL, and if you're just doing it from your computer, say you've got a file saved, you can browse your computer, upload it, and then insert it there. And then it should appear as a file or link in your discussion board thread. Does that help?
Beatrice, does that answer your question? Okay, good.
Okay, thank you, Beatrice. That's a good question. There are a couple things if anyone wants to know more. There's some tips I can share about managing your screens, because it gets a little busy, especially if you're on a smaller tablet or smaller device and you're using the internet browsing feature. You can, if you click on this area in between the course menu and the main area, a little pop-up arrow opens. Make the course menu go away. You can make it come back. Yay, magic. But I know there's a lot of options to manage your screen so that you can be more efficient in what you're doing. And so that is something that you can take away and perhaps use in the future. Any other questions?
Do you have any other questions? Great. Well, thank you, Janet. That was a great presentation. A lot of really awesome tips. I love the question about embedding a video. If we have any other questions, I can be sure to direct them your way.
Okay, please do.
Thanks, Janet, and thank you for everybody tuning into the eLounge, and we will talk to you next time.